Welcome back to another KS Racing video. In today's video, we'll go through our KS Lite Air Management Unit. This unit here is a very DIY kit. You can build it however you like. So in today's video, we'll go through a basic setup of how we would do it, simple and easy. So we'll get straight into it. As said before, this is a DIY kit, so you can really arrange the components of however you like, however you want to build the system, however you want to show it out inside the vehicle. But pretty much a basic way of doing it is the way we have it here. So if we start on the left-hand side, you've got your air compressor. The air compressor line goes straight into the tank. And then with the wiring harness of the air compressor, they go straight into the power box like that. And then from still the left-hand side of the system, you've got your two blank plugs. Those are just blank to block up the ports. And then if you come to the right-hand side of the system here, you will receive a adapter fitting as well as your pressure sensor. Connect those up like as it is here. And then for the wiring of the pressure sensor, they go straight into this girthy cable that runs to your power box that you will see has three colored wires coming out of it. So you will connect it to the black and the red. It doesn't matter which direction the cables go, as long as one's to the black, one's to the red, that is all good. Going back to the same cable, that yellow cable that runs out, that is to your ignition. So any 12-volt accessory, when you turn the reds on, that will then tell the pumps when to activate, so it doesn't drain out your battery if it was running straight to the battery. Still back to the right-hand side, you've got another fitting here. That is a pressure release valve. That's a safety prevention of the system. And then coming to the back of here, that is your airline fitting that you attach to the tank. Then you run some airline, and then airline goes straight into your manifold here. On the manifold, you will connect it to the fitting or to the port that displays in. So if you can see, yep, in. That's where you attach it to. And then if you look at the manifold here, you may see why is there these two black and white little mufflers. Those are for the exhaust of the system. So if you like an air and out sound, or when you release air from the system to be a lot louder, feel free to remove it. You get more of that psst, air suspension sound. If you want to be more low key, just put them back in. If you then go to the back of the manifold, there is two fittings there. Those two fittings will then be connected to your air lines. That will then be ran to your rear airbags, one to either corner. If we come back to this side of the manifold, this big cable here, that cable there is a power cable that gets connected to the bottom of the power box. And then on the bottom of the power box, you've got your black and red connections, positive and negative. As a positive one, that's your main wiring harness that goes to the battery. Just remember to put in the fuse as well. And then your black cable, as standard, is your ground. Also, you may see why there is a port in the power box right in the middle that hasn't been plugged in. That is for your in-cab remote control. So essentially just plug that straight in. It runs out to a USB. USB then has a USB to micro SD cable that goes to the remote control. Just a little pointer, when running this cable throughout the vehicle, just make sure it doesn't get kinked or squashed or bent. You can swerve it around the seats underneath the carpet, but just don't make some 90 degrees or even crazy bends for the cable. There's plenty there, so you shouldn't have any issues running it from the back to the front. And then the last feature of the system is on the bottom of the tank itself. And that is your air tank drain plug. Just keep it on the bottom. Easy to use. Gravity will get the water out. Put that one there. So once you have everything set up, to use the remote control is very easy. Left side and right side, you're up and down. The big one on the bottom, click that. That's your air out. M is the memory mode that the system has. To set this memory mode, once you've set your air pressure of the both corners, hold the M button down for about 5 seconds, and then you'll say memory saved, and there you go. That's how to save the memory. The memory option will also be activated as soon as you turn on ignition. You'll get to that memory mode that you've set. What we recommend is set that to your everyday drive height, so as soon as you start the car, your system will calibrate and get you to that drive height, and off you go. That is about it. That is how you run the KS Lite Air Management Unit. For the people that will be running the dual pump system, like I said, it's a very DIY kit, but just for reference, pretty much you remove one of these blank plugs, same thing, air compressor air line goes straight in, and then the wiring harness, instead of going to the same side, just run it to the connection on the opposite side. And that is how you add an extra pump to your system.